All right, folks. Today we're going to be looking at the calendar, and particularly we're going to look at the calendars for Airbnb. Before we get started, like I said before, every session, folks, go ahead and please like these videos. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know if these videos are working out for you. Let me know if you have any questions. You can put them down on the comments, and I'll go ahead and answer those questions for you. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's anything that I'm missing that I can go ahead and make another video. If there's other questions that's out there, let me know. Man of the people, and I'm here for you. This information is here for you. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and look at the calendar. All right, so this is the calendar for Airbnb. You can see here you got your listings. So if you had multiple listings, you'll see them here lined up. You can actually look for your listings with this drop down or search box and use keywords to find certain properties. You can see it's set up by dates. You can hit the drop down and see the different dates. You could see today's date if you want. You click on that and it'll go straight to today's. You see the about a good 10 days worth of information on the calendar. You can see the different statuses. You see the slashes when that's happening. That means it's usually blocked out on another because it's booked on another platform, right? And you can see whenever it is blocked through Airbnb and the cost that were paid by the guests. All right. And then opportunities, we'll talk about that a little bit later in the different videos. Layers, the information that you are seeing, price and the rules set. All right. Here's one thing here. Again, when it comes to Airbnb, one tip that I will give is the calendars are very, very important. It's very important that you make sure that your calendars are up to date, especially if you're going to post your property on multiple platforms like Airbnb, VRBO, Furnish Finders, Booking.com. If you're not careful and a booking just comes in and you didn't recognize it, you didn't notice it, you don't have a property manager who's watching that for you, it can easily happen where that same property can get booked on a different platform, and before you know it, two different guests, three different guests, depending on how many platforms you had it on and how many they were booked for that day, could be walking into the property at the same time. And that's a very, very uncomfortable feeling, very uncomfortable situation to be in. It's very unfortunate for the guests, unfortunate for you, and it's just a mess to have to deal with. So make sure that your calendars are up to date. All right. That's very, very, very important. Okay. With that being said, uh, another thing to look out for is seasonal rates. When you have your Airbnb, you need to understand that the prices, yes, you can keep the price the same all year long. But if you do that, you risk losing out on revenue. There are peaks and valleys when it comes to Airbnbs. South Florida, we have peak seasons during the wintertime because you get a lot of snowbirds coming down. And of course, spring break is where you get the most of a peak. So what this here allows you to do is you can go in there and create rules for for different type of peaks events. So it doesn't only have to be a full month type of event, or it could be like here down in South Florida we have all these types of concerts and events that's happening. You can go ahead and set up a rule set for those. When you do these rules, you pick a color. This is the color that'll show up on your calendar for that specific rule set. You can set your customized pricing. The pricing is based on a percent increase. So when you first set up your Airbnb, you need to understand what your base price is. Your base price is that minimum price that you know that your Airbnb is pretty much worth. But knowing that during peak seasons, yes, you will be making a bit more than that, depending on what the demand looked like. Now, another thing is there is the smart pricing tool which can actually do that for you. But if you're one of the ones who like to kind of manually manage that and work it up and down yourself, you can go ahead and set these rules in there. All right. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and put spring break. Let's go ahead with a 15% increase. People love coming down here for spring break. So, what is it worth to you? Um, and you can add if you wanted a discount. So let's just say you get, people coming from up north and it's cold and and you want to give them a discount for staying there longer, give them a 10% discount. That's a pretty nice discount, I would say. Last minute discount. Again, you can give last minute discount. It is a marketing tool that can help you if your property is empty, let's say tonight, and you really want to get someone in there or whatnot. You can go ahead and give them a discount. People see the discount. It pops up on the screen that there is a last minute discount. So for those bargain shoppers, that's something that'll help you attract them. Early bird discount. If someone wants to book months ahead, you give them a discount. Again, these are all incentives to get folks to book for with you. Okay. Trip nights. I always typically put it for 2 nights, because the weekends or whatnot. I usually don't put a maximum. If you want to stay a year, stay a year. You want to stay a month, stay a month. I'm happy to take your money. All right. And then check it if you want to block certain days that people can't even won't be able to check into your properties for whatever reason. I don't use that feature myself, but there could be reasons for it. Okay, so just know it allows you to do all that. So that's just some rules that you can go ahead and set for your property there. All right. Here's another thing I'm going to teach you when it comes to these calendars. When you go here, you can actually click onto the property and it'll take you to that calendar for that specific property. Here, as you can see, it's all grayed out because it's being booked on a different platform. So, of course, we made sure we went in there and cleared out the dates. You can even toggle through your properties right here within this page, and you can look at it from that month view, or you can look at it from the year view and hit apply. All right. So now we'll go back out to the month view, apply, and there's other items that, whatever details you would like to see within your calendar. So everything is checked in. So now we're going to go ahead and go to the month of September here. Right. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to block out dates if you need to block it out for personal reasons, or you need some maintenance done to the property, or whatever it may be. I'm gonna show you how to do that, and I'll show you also how to book, because sometimes you may want to book it for a friend or somebody, and they can't get to it, so you can do it yourself. So we'll go ahead and just start for, like, let's just call it one day. All right, so when I click on this day, you can see for me, my smart pricing is on. If you notice, some of the prices do change just based, again, on the demand or whatnot. So different time of the years, you can see, look at Halloween. It goes up a little bit during that weekend than the other weekends or whatnot. So yeah, this is how it works. And then Christmas, of course, you'll probably get your highest escalation depending on where you're at. So again, it's already on smart pricing. If I wanted to, same thing, I can add these rules right here to the side, like we did before. And then you can add private notes for whatever reason. Let's say, again, you're gonna book it out for maintenance reasons, or you need a new roof and it's gonna take a whole week. So I'll go ahead and click and hold, and I'll drag it for however many days I need to do it for. Once I do that, I click, hold, drag it. I hit this X button. This lets me basically block out those dates. So those dates are now blocked out. People, if they try to find my property on those dates, they won't be able to see them. Okay. So you can go ahead and do that, block them out for whatever reason. And, and, yeah, do it that way. And like I said, you could put a note. I didn't put the note that time, but you could put whatever reason that you have for blocking out those dates. So that's basically how you could block it out. If you wanted it, for a friend, or if you wanted it for yourself, or if you needed to do some maintenance or whatnot. That's how it works with the calendars. And like I said, if you need to do for different properties, you can go one by one, selecting the properties, and do the same thing there. Another thing that you can do is you can select these dates, and let's just say, again, for this week alone, I want to drop the prices just to kind of, give some incentives for folks to come in. I can go ahead, highlight all of them, go to the price, here, and you can see it'll tell you total checkout with taxes based on your prices. It gives you an estimate, right? And look what it just did. My smart price went off because I'm actually going in there to put in my own whatever, my own number. I put $99, right? I do one of those things where it's like, oh man, less than $100. And the cool thing is when you do put in that price, it tells you the total checkout with taxes and fees will be $1,037. Your payout will be $827. So that's pretty cool. You go ahead and change the date, change the price, and in real time, you get an idea of what you'll end up getting with that, right? So I'll go ahead and save that. And you can see on my calendar, it changed it with an alert letting folks know that there's been, some price adjustments here. Guess we'll likely pay these prices here. Pricing tips. All right. Oh, it gives you a little bit of tip of what suggestions on those prices there. And you can use pricing tips based on that. Right. And that was just kind of using just whatever algorithm to understand. And then you saw that, right, where I have it at 99, but it's giving me a tip. Hey, why don't you try 107? So the pricing tool, even though it's off, it's still letting you know, hey, you might be leaving a little bit of something on the table here. So that's actually pretty cool that it helps you along that way. All right. That being said, we'll go ahead. Again, there goes a pricing tip. Mhm. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on. So now my smart pricing, as you can see, just came back on from turning it back on. I'll go ahead and save that, and boom, it's right back where it was. All right. So for the most part, that is the calendar in a nutshell. Uh, Again, like I mentioned earlier, it's very important that you keep an eye on that calendar and make sure that you don't double book, triple book, or whatnot with your properties. So I hope that helped you. Again, leave a comment, like my videos. Hopefully this helped. If it didn't, leave a question behind, and I promise you I'll answer that question. With that being said, have a good one, everyone.